Welcome to Autodesk Maya 2017. This is a introduction to the whole kit and caboodle Maya scenes. We're going to go over what a Maya scene is and actually go over the whole project folder structure in Maya, which is extremely important for lots of different reasons. But first, let's go over what a Maya scene is. So as you can see here, this is Autodesk Maya, the leading industry standard software package for modeling and animation. And I have a little animation here of this Captain America shield here that I modeled and animated here. And a Maya scene basically holds everything in here. So whether it be animation through a timeline, whether it be lights, you can see here I have a light here, whether it be an actual object like the shield itself, there's a plane at the bottom, your camera setup, basically all that. You can kind of think of Maya scene as like a stage scene. And you can't see it because it's up here above, but it basically says, your whole location of where everything's at in terms of the Maya projects and the scenes. So what I'm going to demonstrate is the importance of this folder structure a little bit, and then show you how to create an actual project folder. So our projects, here's a bunch of projects I have here. They're typically located in the Documents folder. If you click on Documents, double click on Maya, you'll then basically go to whichever version you have, and I have multiple versions here, older ones that need to be deleted. But I have a Projects folder here, and I double click on that, and these are all the projects I have created. And you can create a folder through the window here, and I'm going to explain how to do that. But I just want to demonstrate, for example, this is a default 2 scene project. And in here, we have a folder structure including basically scenes, which are actual different scenes. So I have a Cap Shield 1 here, Cap Shield 2 you can see, and some other file types here. I have under source images, basically textures, and under, if we go back here, images, we actually have renders. So we actually have single frames and image sequences which create animation. And all that's done through this folder structure, because the way Maya works, it's linked. It's a link structure. So it's very important not to move or reposition things. Now you can create this folder anywhere you want. You could create on the desktop, on an external hard drive. You can, create it in the Documents folder. That's fine too. But basically, what you want to do is when you open up a scene, you go File, Open Scene, and what will happen is you'll get a directory, and that directory will be based upon wherever you were using before the last project. In this case, it's the default 2 that I had set up here. I just named it default 2. And here are my scenes files. So I'm going to close this out again. Now over here on the left, it'll show you the current project, and you can click in here and navigate to other projects if they're in the same area. Again, if they're in different locations, like on your desktop or some other external drive, you would have to navigate to that to find that. But basically, you go File, Save Scene, if I was going to save the current scene. If I was going to rename it, I would save Scene As and give it an actual name. And there are different file types in Maya. The old version is the Maya binary, and the more preferred version is the ASCII file type. And the reason why ASCII is a little bit more preferred is because it allows you to edit the if the program has any bugs, it allows you to edit through a word editor. Basically you can edit the actual file and actually recover things. So I'm going to cancel out here. If you go File and go down to Set Project, you can then determine what project you want to set it to. So if I switch this to, let's see, the zombie here, and set that and click Set, when I go File, Open Scene, you'll see here, if I move this over, you'll see that I have some zombie scene files, and I could open up those. Now let's see how to create one of these projects, because these are very important. Basically, if I was going to create a new project, maybe instead of Cap Shield, I wanted a separate project just for Thor's hammer. So we'll go File and go down to Project Window down here. And we're going to open up this window that popped up my other monitor. And the way it basically pops up here, it says current project zombie. But if you click on new here, you're basically going to create a new project, and you can name it wherever you want. So I'm going to call this, well, why not call it Thor project. And I can determine where to have this project. Again, I click on this folder icon, and I can navigate to the desktop or wherever I want to go. I'm going to leave it my default documents, my projects folder. Now down here you can see you have a list of different folders that come basically standard, and you can rename these if you like. But basically, it's good practice to keep them what they are. Typically, scenes folders is where you have all your scenes. Your images are your actual renders. If you render out images into an actual movie, you would save them out in a movie file. You have, of course, your source images, which is where you would put all your texture maps and so forth. And those are the main ones that you basically control. And you have the ability to autosave here. So there's some other options below which really are not too important, but they have a secondary project locations. This is primarily more for more pipeline sort of structure for professional studios. You don't have to really know about that. And then you have some other options in here. Basically, this is all you need to do to create a new project, and then basically click accept, and that new project will be created. So now if I go file and create a new scene, I'm not going to save this current project. I have this new scene here. I can go file, save scene as, and you'll notice here it is, Thor project scenes. And so I can call this, Thor 1 for the first version number, and then hit save as and click continue. And then I could basically start modeling my Thor hammer. So this is basic overview of the project folders. The most important part about this is to make sure you don't move anything. You want to keep this all in this one package, this project folder structure, because if you do remove it, you'll essentially break the links and there'll be all kinds of issues. Typically, it works best when it's working directly off your documents folder, but you can work off of an external hard drive or desktop. So until next time, see you soon. Cheers.